And it's time again to get a real estate update with our friends from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties.
With us today, Agent Brian Beer. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here, man.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So we're going to talk about lakeside properties from a realtor's perspective. What's sort of the distinction, the difference between listing a normal, traditional home in the city and or versus a lake property?
Right. You know, to be honest, the toughest thing for an agent is pricing a property on the lake. There's so much more that you have to take into account. You know, in the Fargo-Moorhead area, your neighborhood is built, you know, kind of at the same time, all the houses around it. So it's pretty easy to look up and down the street, see what your neighbors' houses are selling for, and kind of price accordingly. At the lakes, that game, it goes out the window really quick. Every house seems to be different. They're all built at different times. On top of that, every lake is different. Every lot on the lake is different. So it takes, you know, it takes a good eye to figure out exactly what you have, where to price it, and you just need to be confident with your price too.
And so those are some of the things that they need to be mindful of when they're going to either sell or buy a lake home.
Right. You know, another big thing that sellers would have to look at is you're not just selling a house, you're selling a lifestyle. So a house is kind of one part. You also need some good information about your lake. You need to tell people why they want to be on your lake as opposed to someone else's lake. Your lot, you need to know that you have almost two first impressions. When a buyer walks from the house, from their car to their house, and then from their house to the lake. So you need to keep that lake shore looking perfect. You know, go out there before showings. If there's some weeds, sweep them away. If there's some dead fish, just kind of get them over towards the neighbors. So when people are out there, you know, they're looking at, you know, your lakeshore as perfect as it can be and make them really want it.
So if I'm a buyer, though, now with what you said, since there's not a lot of comparables, if you will,
Right.
then do I come in as a buyer and just start low bidding people and see who's willing to sell? Or
You know, the big thing to do as a buyer, especially if it's going to be a secondary house like a cabin, is, you know, find someone that really knows the area for one, and then also keep something affordable, something that as the economy goes up and down, you can always make your payments. You don't have to worry about it, because the lake market, it's a little more volatile. If the economy goes bad, you know, that second house, that's the easiest thing for people to sell. You know, we had a nationwide housing crisis a couple years ago. The Fargo-Moorhead market fared pretty well. The lake market took a little bigger hit just because, when, like I said, when someone has two houses, that extra house, that's the easiest one to kind of dump, and it kind of lowers the prices. But then on the plus side, when the economy comes back, everyone's fighting again for those same houses, so it works out really well.
So when is the best time then to buy a lake house?
You know, obviously real estate agents want to say the best time to buy is now, always the best time now. But to be honest, if you're looking for something really particular, the best time to buy is now, because it's also more and more listings are showing up. You know, this is the time people want to sell because there are the most buyers. So that being said, if you're someone that's very money conscious, the fall is a great time too. Maybe you won't have as much selection, but you'll see a house that a seller really doesn't want to keep heating and keep updating it and maintaining it all winter long when they honestly don't have any use for it.
20 seconds, how do people get a hold of you if they want to find out more?
I have a Facebook page. Also, my cell is 218-850-2004. Give me a call. Obviously, if you need any help, if you want even just a free assessment on your property, I'm always happy to do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
yeah, thanks for having me in. It was
Stay
fun.
with us when we come back. Much more right here on North Dakota Today.